You guys are the biggest group of fucking retards that I have ever seen in my time on YouTube. Even with my God is Imaginary video, there wasn't such retardation, such stupidity, such utter lack of intelligence that I have seen with the response to my video. Of course, I'm talking about my Gullible video, which I should tell you, I made about 5 months ago, and I thought I was done dealing with the stupid people who would watch that video. Fortunately, at the time, most of my subscribers actually could, string a couple of thoughts together and could understand what was clearly laid out for an idiot in my video. And yet, when you bring it to a larger scale, the idiots, they just come out of the woodwork, just waving their little idiot flag, going, I'm an idiot, look at me, I'm an idiot. I can't understand it. In my video, I start off by saying a fact, and I say it pretty quickly, and I understand, and I probably would too, that you would take it as an actual fact. Now you're supposed to take that fact, and a couple seconds later, I tell you, listen, it wasn't a real fact. Basically saying, listen, you are vulnerable to being gullible, as we all are, to varying degrees. Some, as I've seen, more than others. So, because if I were just to say people can be gullible, everyone would obviously say, yes, people can be so gullible. Everyone, but not me. I'm not gullible, everyone else is gullible. So I start off with something that is most likely going to get people thinking that they can be gullible to a fact, a statistic, an opinion, whatever. So then, right after that, I give something called an opinion. And I'm not just going to give an opinion like, ooh, I like salads, or I like cream cheese, or something stupid like that. I give something that is really a hot button topic. I say something about religion. And my opinion is, which you're supposed to see as an opinion, that you're supposed to see it as an opinion, saying that, if you believe in a religion, you are gullible. People pretty much just shut off there. And they didn't see the point of the video. Even if they made it watch it, they were just thinking about that. Completely fucking retarded. Listen, it was an opinion. And then, right after there, like without even taking a breath, I go in and talking about how when you see a fact, a statistic, an opinion, any kind of thing like that, you're supposed to ask yourself a list of questions. So I give you an opinion, a pretty hot button topic, and I say, this is my opinion, and then I say, this is what you should do when you are given a fact, a statistic, an opinion, anything like that. And you didn't see the connection between those two. And I say things like, I think the first one was like, who is this person? And nobody ever asked that about, and connecting it, the question to the opinion, and saying, who is this person? Who is this person? Who is this person talking? I'm just a random person in the room. Do I hold much credibility? Not at this moment. No, I don't. So then, you're supposed to, and then I gave a couple other examples of questions you should ask. And then at the end of that, after all of that, if you still didn't get it, I left like a little footnote, like a little cliff note, if you will, saying, hey, for you idiots that still didn't get it, this is what you were supposed to learn. And I clearly said that it was an opinion. And I said, you shouldn't take my word for it. You shouldn't take my word for it. I believe I exactly quotes I said, but don't take my word for it. But don't take my word for it. And you shouldn't. And people looked over that and they were just like, oh, I'm still retarded. I'm in retarded land. I had my I'm gonna be retarded today coffee. No. And then I said you should question things and say, and then I give my opinion again, saying at the end about gullibility and religion, and then you're supposed to finally get it. Ah, now I see an opinion again. I should question that. But nobody still did. Well, some people did. Some people got it. But most of you were completely retarded and missed the entire point of the video. The point of the video is to question things like that. And you completely misinterpret it. You're just like, I didn't make the video to get out the point, oh, you're gullible if you believe in religion. My point is, you should question things. And then I gave an opinion, which is my true opinion, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is that if you're going to be attacking things, like, not attacking, but when you need to ask those questions about my opinion. And if you want to start a discussion, you have to say things like, oh, these are my reasons for believing in my religion. You know, talking about it, bouncing ideas off, and I would say, well, these are my reasons for not believing. And then you make an opinion after you question and say, well, those are their opinions about that. Ask those questions about that. They do the same for you, and you can make an intelligent conclusion, which you clearly have shown you can't do from this video. So then, after you do that, you should have got it. You should have been like, oh, I'm supposed to question them. So when people made video responses, completely missing the point and saying, well, I'm not going to give you the reasons of why you should believe in my religion, which would have been the point. But instead they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk about how they're like, you said you're supposed to question everything, and then you're totally contradicting yourself by just giving an opinion. Yeah, fucktard, you didn't get the point. I say, question what you hear. And I give you something, I give it to you right there so you won't forget later on. And I say, question what you hear. And then I give an opinion a couple seconds later. And you're supposed to, some people, I didn't think you were that stupid to not forget about it in like half a second. So I'm going to give you an opinion, and you're supposed to question that. And you're like, oh, you're being hypocritical. You're being hypocritical because you're giving an opinion and saying you're supposed to question everything. Yeah, you're supposed to question that point. I don't know what else to say. Some people are just so stupid. It's unbelievable. Hopefully now you will go back, watch my video, and you will see the point clearly laid out as it was meant to be seen. Unfortunately, people are stupid.